Hello YouTubers, you're on a new movie review with me, Frederick Lopez, and I just got done seeing Alien Covenant, directed by Ridley Scott. It stars Michael Fassbender as David/Walter, Catherine Waterston as Daniels, Billy Crudup as Orem, Danny McBride as Tennessee, Damian Bashir as Lope, Carmen Ejogo as Karen, Jesse Smollett as Rix, Kaylee Hernandez as Upworth, Amy Seymetz as Ferris. So that is the cast and crew, and it is a sequel to 2012's Prometheus in this new Alien prequel trilogy. It is set 10 years after Prometheus, and sometime before the original Alien. I think Ripley during this time period is only like 12 years old, so she's long before, it's long before she's with the Nostromo. And it's a basic plot, really. It opens up with a prologue scene showing the creation of this new android, Walter. We get a reprisal of Guy Pearce as Weyland, and then it cuts to the Covenant expedition. They're basically a colonization ship. These couples are on board to colonize a new planet, and there's like this EMP storm in space that causes disruption. Trouble occurs. They get awakened from hypersleep early. But during this, as they're fixing the ship, they find a transmission from this planet, and they go investigate this planet that's very much like Earth. They think it's habitable. To make a long story short, like many Alien films, everything is not as it seems, and they find more trouble than they bargained for. It's a monster horror movie. It's pretty much like the first Alien and Prometheus. And Aliens, it's like the action of Aliens, the feeling and mood of Alien with some of the story of Prometheus rolls into one. It's the greatest hits of the Alien. Now, the story is pretty generic. It's very cliche. It doesn't really reinvent tropes like Alien and Aliens did, but it's enjoyable. Now, I was one of those few people who actually really loved Prometheus, and I think some of the thing is, and I really love Prometheus, and I think it's because I had no idea it was going to tie to Alien, and now that I know it's going to tie into Alien, I'm kind of expecting more. So the first half of this is really kind of slow in my opinion. Nothing much really happens, and I want to know more about the characters. There's all this side story with the Last Supper vignette and the prologue. I wish they had those scenes with the marketing that they spent so much money on and put into the film, because I really feel like if they had an extended director's cut, it would have benefited the film. It was slow, but ultimately it just moved kind of weird. It was like fast, yet feeling slow at the same time. It isn't really until it ties into Prometheus and you have the xenomorph there that the film really begins to pick up and have legs. But overall, I like the feeling and mood of it. The cinematography is excellent. Again, Ridley Scott knows how to shoot science fiction. His films look beautiful, and in a way, this is a more dreary version of Prometheus, and the feeling has a little bit of the feeling that Lost World Jurassic Park had as far as the way it looks. But I really love the direction from Ridley Scott here. It's a beautiful looking film. I just wish there was more story-wise and maybe more connection. I almost feel like they wanted to go with one type of film and everybody bitched about not having the xenomorph, and they tacked on the xenomorph. And ultimately, it feels like a compromise between both movies, both worlds. But I'm a fan of Prometheus, I'm a fan of Alien, and if you're a fan of both, you're going to enjoy this. However, I still have to see it more times and really think on it more to get my full thoughts and just recollect what I felt, how I truly felt about the film. The actors do a great job. Sam Waterston's daughter, Catherine Waterston, does a fantastic job as the second in command. She's actually the wife to the captain. It's a brief role from James Franco. And Billy Crudup does a great job. I like him as an actor. And Danny McBride surprised the hell out of me. I'm not saying it's like Robin Williams' Good Will Hunting level, but he really surprised me. They gave him a lot more to do than just tell jokes. He showed a lot more depth in this as a pilot. Really like the guy from Empire, and I like all the couples. The fact that they're couples, there's more dread and more emotion when somebody dies. However, that being said, I had this issue with Prometheus. You have to have like the most dumb fucking scientist I have ever seen on film or just in my life. There's some scenes in this like where they slip on blood and just crazy stuff where they just do just stupid things where you're like, they wouldn't do that. And that's one thing I respected about the first Alien, is that they followed different protocols about quarantine and different things of other life forms. And this one doesn't do that. But it does feel more like Alien, the technology. There's buttons. It feels very retro yet futuristic like the original 1979 Alien. And I respect that because I really love the way Prometheus looked in the technology, but this one's kind of going more and more closer to the original Alien. and I just wonder where they're going to go with it. It's okay if we have no idea where they're going to go with this franchise, and they do, the filmmakers and the studio, but ultimately I feel like the studio does not know what the hell to do with the Alien franchise. Even though I enjoyed this, it felt a little bit like they were just making stuff without any direction of where to go. That being said, though, Michael Fassbender is the highlight of this film, playing dual roles. He reprises the role of David, and then he plays this new android named Walter, and wow. I could just watch a movie with just Michael Fassbender by himself. He is such a versatile actor, and I really like the roles there. I like some of the atmosphere and the scary scenes that really make the xenomorphs and facehuggers move really fast. You get to see new aliens, new scares. It's very gory. It's not afraid to be dark. However, you do get some answers to what happens after Prometheus, some answers into how the aliens are created, but is it the way you wanted them to be? Yes and no. It's almost like it just felt kind of tacked on. I felt like there was more to explore, especially with the engineers from Prometheus. So if you really were liking Prometheus and where that was going, you might be robbed a bit short. But it is a nice intake of like the xenomorphs, and I'm just wondering how they're going to end up in LV-426 and that ship. I know there is other ships like it in Prometheus, but it just makes me wonder, where is it going to go? That being said, it's basically like a greatest hits of all the previous films, and it's not any worse than Alien 3. It's better than Alien 3, better than Alien Resurrection, and better than Alien vs. Predator, definitely. I'm still trying to decide how I feel about it in relation to Prometheus. In a way, Prometheus and Alien Covenant feel like one big film, but it does feel like it's an attempt to get more of the atmosphere and mood and tone of the original Alien film. And I like the xenomorph. Great action scene there. But that being said, I love the CGI. Maybe I'm just old or just really like older things and practical effects, but some scenes there is something to be said about practical effects of a guy in a suit as a xenomorph. Something was lost with it being all CGI. I can't explain it really, but that being said, the scares are there, the action's there. There's a couple of slow moments like the first Alien, but it eventually gets there once it ties into Prometheus, and that's what I was wanting to see, how it tied into Prometheus and delivered. Okay, first of all, cons. The pace was just a little bit too slow for my taste. It was just a slow movie at the beginning. And the first Alien was slow, but like at least it was interesting. This one was just slow, like nothing was happening. And I wish they did a better job at having more Prometheus or Alien and connecting it and just having an overall direction of where it can go. Pros. Cinematography is amazing. Oh, I forgot to mention the score. The score feels very much like an Aliens film. Prometheus had a good score. You also have a reprisal of that score. And the other Alien films sounded really good. But this one really felt like the world that was set up in Alien and Aliens. It felt more like an Alien movie. So the score was excellent. Cinematography, Ridley Scott's direction. He knows how to cast. The actors all did a pretty convincing job. Even though some scientists were just dumb. And I love the scares and effects, and Michael Fassbender is a scene stealer in this. I liked him, and I liked the main actress, Danny McBride. The effects, overall, is it the best movie it could have been? No, you wonder where they could have gone after Prometheus or before Alien, but it's an enjoyable film for what it is. So because of that, I give it a 3 out of 5, a 7 out of 10, and a B. Alien Covenant is a joyride, and if you're a fan of the Alien franchise or a fan of Prometheus and wants to see where it goes, go see Alien Covenant. It's nice seeing 20th Century Fox release horror movies, and I hope they have a plan in the studio, because even if we're unaware of how it's going to go, I hope at least the filmmaker and studio have an idea of where to take the Alien franchise. And I really wanted to see Neil Blomkamp's Alien movie. I feel like that could do something and make it different. This one was good. It had the horror elements, but at the same time, it felt like a cheap horror film, which is not bad. Alien is a horror film, but what Alien and Aliens did is it took tropes of action and horror, and basically the same thing that's been done in many films, took those tropes and reinvented it to make it feel fresh. And ultimately, that's what this film was lacking, that reinvention to make it feel new and fresh. I even wouldn't mind a live-action adaptation of Alien Isolation. That being said, it's not the worst Alien film ever made, and it's probably my favorite along with Prometheus, right under Alien and Aliens. So yeah, 3 out of 5, 7 out of 10, and a B. Alien Covenant is a blast, and in space, no one can hear your scream. Anyway, that's all for my review. If you haven't seen Alien Covenant, go see it right now in theaters. If you have seen it, let me know what your thoughts are on the film down below in the comments. If you like this video, feel free to click like, subscribe, comment, check out my other Alien reviews. And yeah, until then, have a great day, and thanks for watching.